There's a Vice documentary on Tate? Wait.
Sally was approached by Andrew when she was 20.
Come on.
Due to fears of harassment from his fan base, she is withholding her real name.
First night that I worked for him, Andrew bought me like 5 bottles of wine. So I got completely drunk because I'd never done webcam work. So I was very, very nervous. Then that night, we were just sitting on the bed and Andrew punched me in my arm. I went to the bathroom and cried. It really, really hurt to have someone just hit me in the arm for no reason. I was very confused. Sorry. Sorry, I don't want to cry.
It's the first time I hear about this. I don't know.
So then when I came out of the bathroom, he was super, super nice. Like, from what I remember, Andrew didn't have any alcohol at all. It was literally just me. That night we cuddled and we ended up having sex and I was really, really drunk. That was my first night. Then it was kind of like every single night I would work. But as soon as he handed me my money, I soon forgot about him hitting me and everything else. And it was just like, wow, I've got all this money now. Like, he would just pay me a flat fee of £15
It's a small piece of a big documentary.
Which back
Where
then
did I get these
was
big documentaries?
fantastic. I was making £5 an hour at my 9-to-5 job. But when you look at the money that I was actually bringing in, it just doesn't even scratch the surface.
Were there any other instances where there was physical abuse?
Yeah, so when we moved into the bigger apartment, that's when more girls started coming into the apartment to work for Andrew. And that's when I just witnessed so much, like, verbal, physical, not just to me.
This is 2 weeks ago. Did Andrew Take any repercussions on this? I mean, he's in prison, isn't he?
And it just got worse over time.
Doing, bro.
Andrew would call us lazy hoes. I saw him.
That's something he will say, that's for sure.
Girls with a belt because she wanted a lion. He used to strangle us as well.
Jesus, fuck, he's strangled? Where is he right now? Is he in prison? He's with the Iranian police right now, right? Tate thinks he's Patrick Bateman.
There was another time.
It's always hard to know
when he came into
what's
the
truth
bedroom.
is here, but
Me and the other
out of
girl
experience,
would
I think
sleep in the
these
same bed
girls
with
are not lying. I
Andrew,
think
but
this
at
is
this
straight
time
up
the girl
fucking
had a
truth,
partner,
man.
so she was not interested.
I know this is very arrogant when I say this, but I feel like after some years on this planet, there's certain men, there's certain persons that if you look at them a bit and how they behave and talk and walk and shit, you kind of know what kind of person they are. And when you look at an Andrew Tate, it's not that far away that he's kind of not so nice to women. It's like when you have this neighbor, right? And he has these weird 80s glasses and he always has these flannel shirts. And he never talks to you. And he's always weird. And 10 years later, it comes out he was a serial killer. You're like, it kind of makes sense. I get it. Sure.
And I had gone to the shower. I came back and I noticed he was, like, I saw him raping her. And he said, oh, I don't give a fuck if you call the police. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. That's kind of when I knew, you know, I had to get out of there.
I'm happy Tommy's on the good sides. I genuinely believe this. I think I'm the best idol on the internet. I think everybody should idolize me. Because the tips I give you are amazing. I literally prove your life, man. I always give you good
March,
tips.
April time, and I went to the police.
But that doesn't get the big use, man. You gotta be controversial.
Nothing was done, really. They didn't take me in for questioning.
How do we know she's not an actor?
The other girl that he had raped, she went to the police. And then that's when they arrested him and took him into custody for like 2 days. When Andrew was arrested, we were taken in for a proper interview and it kind of just got left. I would send emails asking them to update. I'd hear nothing back.
When we reached out to Hertfordshire Police about this, they had this to say. We acknowledge that there were some delays to the investigation. This was addressed at the time and apologies were made. The case was only closed in late 2019 after a case file had been sent to the Crown Prosecution Service and they took the decision not to prosecute. All those involved in the investigation were further updated at the time. The Crown Prosecution Service said in this case,
I never understood simping. Like, I don't get how people get work fancy or politicians, celebrities, normal people. I think this is a very interesting topic I like to think about sometimes. And it's interesting to think about. And I think that something is very apparent in today's society, and that is that a lot of people, mostly men, a lot of young guys are just very lost nowadays. They feel very lost in this world. They don't have a place. They don't feel love. Maybe something was wrong in their childhood. The dad wasn't around a lot. They didn't get hugged by their dad. In school, they were never the cool kid that got the girls and was good at sports. I think there's a big number of guys in the world that feel very, very lost, and they try to And who can blame them? This is just natural. And they try to grab something, like simping for an Andrew Tate or becoming weird, or they need a zone where they don't feel alone anymore and feel connected to something. And the problem is that these kids sometimes, unfortunately, we see it in the HOI4 community sometimes, they get into the wrong communities. They find the wrong friends. They're very easily manipulated. I think these men, these boys that feel so lost, they need help. They need good role models.
Provided by the police regarding each complainant, and concluded it did not meet our legal test and there was no realistic prospect of a conviction. We sent a letter to each complainant explaining our decision not to charge.
When he went into Big Brother, that's when they started to take things seriously. He's on TV, we need to get him out. They told me, the producers don't want to release him because he's proving to be entertaining. He was removed because of this ongoing police case. And it kind of just got left at 2016.
We reached out to Bannerlord UK, the company behind Big Brother, and they said, as soon as we were made aware by Hertfordshire Police on the 8th of June 2016 that Andrew Tate was being investigated by the police, we began a process of extensive consultation with Channel 5 and legal teams, including the lawyers representing Andrew Tate. During this period, and whilst we sought to clarify the details required by Channel 5 on the police investigation, Andrew was closely monitored at all times. He was removed from the house on the 13th of June.
He was removed.
And since then, has anything come of it?
Unfortunately, they turned around and just said, we can't continue this case anymore. It's just insufficient evidence. We're not going to take it to court.
You witnessed the rape occurring. Did that not count as evidence for them?
No. They openly said it's really
That's also
difficult
very hard, man, for
rape.
women. Imagine you're a woman and this happens to you. It's so hard to get listened to find proof and shit. You have idiots and shit. There's no proof. You could just lie.
Let alone
it's very hard. Very, very hard.
I think people have this perception that if
shit.
you tell someone that you've been raped,
what am I saying?
that
From the
person
fucking
instantly
East
goes
German
to prison. They don't realise that it's so
for anyone,
hard
also men, yeah,
to convict someone of rape.
In a statement issued via his lawyer in Romania, Tate denied assault or rape. He said, "They wanted money because I fired them. The police understood after the investigation that I am innocent, and the police found messages from the girls' phones where they were talking between themselves and planning to lie about me." Sally said, the CPS sent a letter saying that one of the reasons they didn't charge Tate was because they found voice notes on our phones where we talked about whether we should tell the police that he gave us alcohol. We were talking about it because that is what happened. He used to get us drunk.
You see all these young men talking about how he's such a great guy and he's their idol and stuff, and that's so difficult to see. There are better role models out there. Don't be fooled by
Tate
all
and
the
Callaghan,
money
not a good year for the Andrews.
and the nice cars and all the women. Working on yourself and becoming a better man and better mindset, yeah, but real men don't lay their hands on women.
Some people who you've never heard of before, all of a sudden, appear everywhere.
Yeah, that's so weird. And I always think there's gonna be a new guy. One day in 2 years, Andrew Tate is forgotten, and then the next guy is coming, and the next guy. There's always this one guy everyone talks about.
Andrew Tate!
Andrew Tate is an Anglo-American kickboxer turned influencer whose extreme misogynist videos have helped make him the most viral man in the world.
Bang out the machete, boom in her face.
It's super clever though what he did, man. He the Hustle University, right? He pays you to spread his shit. If you join his university, your job is to take his clips and stuff and spread them everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right? And that's how he got into everyone's feed.
Grip her up by the neck. Shut up, bitch!
On December 29th, he and his brother were arrested by Romanian police as part of a rape and human trafficking investigation.
Actually, they pay him.
A few months before their arrest, I was in Romania trying to get access to their so-called secret society, the War Room.
The War Room is the most powerful network on the face of the planet today.
To get inside, I had agreed to endure a professional cage fight in Romania.
I know he's gonna lose, but wow, he's actually in there.
Along with 100 Tate superfans.
Every time I see a cage, I want to fight myself, man.
We shouldn't be slaves, we shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs.
I need to grow, I need to get better, I need to evolve.
I'm not tough on myself. Nobody else will be. That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
He's shining you whole. Hold on to it.
What I found out
My plan was to sow anarchy.
is that this recent arrest appears to be just the tip of the iceberg.
This is definitely a hit piece.
I don't care.
The real story
We've clearly conquered the internet.
began years ago.
There's not a single female complaining.
Do you think there's not a single female complainant?
Have you seen one? Tell me.
My ex-boyfriend was radicalized by Andrew Tate. Tweet and I guess
There's such an epidemic of weak young men that are so easily manipulated by everything, man. They have no own thoughts and they just follow everything they see. And yeah, Andrew Tate.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it.
What
Turn me
fuck?
on.
Jesus Christ.
Why am I like that?
Is that real?
Why? I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet. Sometimes you forget exactly how lucky you were to get fucked by me.
Jesus Christ.
Would you rather me pin you down and make you do things you didn't like, or would you rather fuck? You didn't like that I was thinking I can do whatever I want to. That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this fucking planet. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. Chill the fuck out. Jesus.
What? Dude, what is happening? Wait, what?
The webcam industry has prevented more male suicide than any group of therapists, any action group, any charity ever would. Right?
Is that true? How can you measure that?
Well, it's not about measuring. It's about my personal experience.
That's what he always does. That's how Andrew Tate is such a bad debater, right? Every time you listen to anything that Andrew Tate says, it's always a personal anecdote. Every single Andrew Tate listen to me. I know this guy. This guy, he never worked out. I told him to work out. Now he's really buff and he gets a lot of women. I knew a guy that could do 3 backflips. Once you met me, he could do 5.
my ex-boyfriend was radicalized by...
I'm sorry, I'm always laughing. I just think the world is so funny. Imagine you're a woman and you work your ass off. You're like a nurse in a hospital and you come home and you're like, John, are you home? And he's like, oh, fuck you, I'm Top G. And he has like Andrew Tate tattoo, bro. And you're like, what the fuck happened to John?
You know that I don't agree with a lot of the things that you say. But I think you're a sweet guy on the inside.
What would you do if a yoga fired you?
If you what?
Yoga fire! How would you deal with that?
He could shoot fire from his hands.
How would you deal with that?
If you actually sprayed fire out of your hands.
Yoga fire.
What? I don't even have to take... I never take drugs, Chet. But you don't need to take drugs anymore in this world. Like, what?
Have you ever seen the clown that hides from gay people? Have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen the clown that hides the gay people.
So you've never seen him?
No.
Cool. And you've been all around the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've never seen the clown that hides from gay people?
I still haven't seen him, no.
Strange.
Is he here somewhere?
Holy shit, this
Well, yeah, he's right here.
is
I
so
see him.
childish. I see that a 14-year-old Fortnite kid is into this, but wow, I've never seen an Andrew Tate podcast. That is ridiculous.
Funny that.
And this gets 8K views, man. But I played Japan for like 900. I'm doing something wrong, man.
$500 super chat. Shout out to the Tate brothers. You've conquered.
Understand is this: these people can command audiences of millions, 500,000 per stream while they're playing video games, and every single person watching them aspires to sit in a chair, get fat, play video games. I told guys, do some push-ups, and I'm horrible for some reason. Like I have haters come at me for saying that, do some push-ups and be healthy.
The dangerous rise of Andrew Tate. Guys, I don't know what happened here on the stream today. Okay, I don't know why we're watching this. I'm not losing viewers though. You guys love this.
If you haven't heard of Andrew Tate yet, it's only a matter of time
Romania's
before it
beautiful.
pops
Look
up
at
on your
this.
newsfeed. His videos have been viewed over 11 billion times, and in July he was more Googled than Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump. He's been called the king of toxic masculinity.
He has said that rape victims should, quote, bear responsibility for being raped.
We're about to enter his compound in Romania.
Wait, did they even show his house, man? I want to see that shit. Okay, yeah, looks like something out of GTA. Okay, man.
About to enter his compound in Romania, which was raided earlier this year as part of the rape.
If you have your own name on your house, man, you already know something is
led
weird.
to his arrest in 2022.
Is that true that you sequestered an American girl?
She's not even pretty. This girl's average. She's ugly. I don't have time for this bullshit.
What about the rape accusation?
That's not true at all.
Hello, is this Andrew Tate's house? I'm Matt.
Okay.
Hey, hello.
Just a second to have a confirmation from Mr. Tate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you just let me know when we're allowed.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
What the fuck, dude? This is some porn shit.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you.
This place is giant.
Yeah, I can give you a quick tour. I can't show you a lot of it. A lot of it's like off limits, but I can show you some of it. Gee, come bite them. Show them how scary you are.
Is this the normal level of security you have for your house every day, or is
Turn
this
up the
just for
volume.
us,
This
or-
is the normal level of security I have in my house every day. I'm prepared for all eventualities. It's better to be paranoid. I kind of like cars.
I can tell, yeah.
The problem with people like this is I kind of envy them. If there's ever an apocalypse, they have really good He has like a wall and shit and guns. He's kind of ready for the apocalypse. You know?
This door leads to... I can't take you in there. That's classified. Up on there, can't take you in there either. It's classified. You do know if you go to any off-limit areas like security, you're going to intercept. So when I point classified, I'm basically saying don't make them put a gun in your face.
Got it.
TV, which I never watch. World title belts. I was 4-time kickboxing world champion.
And what's this?
I respect it though. That's pretty sick.
That's my brother.
Who else lives here? Is it just you?
No, I live here with my brother. I think you get the best version.
Dude, oftentimes when we react to stuff on the stream, like weirdness, stuff that's kind of into pop culture right now, it all reminds me of a GTA game. I feel like we live in a GTA game, bro. I feel like real life is even more absurd than a GTA game. This is straight up GTA stuff, man. And in the final mission, in the final minutes of the mission, it turns out he's been gay the whole time. That's like the big joke in GTA.
Version of yourself.
Maybe even in real life.
Competitive men. I don't have loser friends. I like sitting down with people and discussing how we can make money from the conflict in Ukraine. That's what I enjoy. I don't want to talk about TV.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Hi, by the way. Sorry to interrupt. I'm Matt.
Georgia.
Georgia, good to meet you. What are you up to, Georgia?
Working.
Okay.
Don't talk to her, man.
The woman I'm trying to speak to, Georgiana Nogho, would also later be arrested with Tate in December.
Georgiana, 2 coffees, please.
Oh, she's like his name
accused of
Maxwell?
assisting him in his human trafficking operation.
What the fuck?
Hey, how's it going? Hi.
What are they doing?
Hey, how are you? What are these guys up to?
Conquering the world, my friend.
Through what means?
I run Hustlers University, which is now currently the biggest online educational platform in the world. We've grown extremely fast. We have 110,000 students inside of a year.
Hustlers University. Hustlers University. Hustlers
Look at
University.
these Muppets. These are the big... Dude, that's where I'm a little bit Discord moderators. Dude, this is where I'm a bit toxic,
Currently
man.
the biggest online educational platform in the
These
world.
kind of people are
Grown
to be the
extremely
biggest losers
fast.
in the world, man.
110,000
Look at these
students inside of
Muppets.
a year.
Look at these influencers, these fucking children, man, glorifying this Muppet. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. There's only one. Look, man. Right here, TommyKay, you get the real shit. I make you stronger, richer, and I make you get the girls.
For $49
That's
a
fucking
month,
sad,
Andrew
man.
Tate's online Hustlers University promises to
Did TommyKay
teach his
stop
millions
though?
of followers the secrets of modern wealth creation, from crypto trading to dropshipping.
No big deal, just the biggest online school in history.
Is this a sharp sword or is it kind of a decorative sword?
I did a Tate speech about why I have this sword. A Tate speech is like my YouTube channel, Tate Speech.
Yeah.
And I talked about how the #1 problem with the
What's a
world
real
is that
gamer,
not
bro?
enough men walk around their houses with swords.
I got a friend who
Mhm.
pirated
That's
the
up
whole
there for
Hustle
sure.
University.
Because if
I
more
would
men
like
walked
to
around their
see
houses
what
with
they talk
swords,
about.
so many of the world's issues could be fixed. But you have to extrapolate it.
Okay.
For example, so the woman panics, she sees something on TV,
I got a
the man
friend
comes
who
home, she's like,
pirated
oh,
the
you
whole
go start wearing a
Hustler, you
mask.
funny
da-da-da."
stuff.
If the man walked around with a sword, and she's like, put a mask on, he'd be like, I'm brave, I don't need a mask. I'm a commander. Fuck you. It's just a symbol of empowerment. You got your sword, your wife starts talking, you're like, shut up, I decide what I do. Be quiet. Cook.
Andrew's unashamed views so far seem to match his YouTube persona. But to find out how he's translated those into viral fame, I accept an invite onto the Tate Brothers podcast, Emergency Meeting, which is also a chance to get acquainted with his brother Tristan.
If you think I won't kick Vice out of my house, you can sing now or you're off the phone.
Tate Brothers embarrass Vice reporter.
Actually, I take that back.
It's clever by the Tate brothers. We saw the podcast, right? They talk a lot of dumb shit. It's just 15-year-old humor, right? But then they cut it together into these YouTube shorts, and they get hundreds of millions of views, thousands of
I want to
views.
make sure that my army is fighting, ethically and following the
18,000 likes, 246 comments, 66 reshares. Oh, I accidentally liked it.
I know the feeling, bro.
Let's see what people are saying. Tate win, as always. I'm impressed how easily he runs over weak men's arguments. It isn't Tate posting all these videos, so who are all these people? Tate Brothers Embarrass Vice Reporter was posted by a fan account that has 58,000 followers and 3.9 million likes, and is just posting loads of videos every single day. Right in the description of his account it says, looking to level up your life, start here. It's a sign-up link to the Hustlers University. Another account, and again, a link to the Hustlers University. It's
clever, man.
He's got
Very
a
clever
clever
scam, dude.
formula here.
Very clever. We had some
It
people in
turns
chat
out
that were
a big part of Hustlers
We talked
University
to them.
is an affiliate marketing
Some non-subs in
scheme
the chat.
where boys as young as 13 are instructed to share controversial videos of Andrew with links to the Hustlers University underneath. If someone signs
Clever
up
as
through
fuck.
your link, you get 48% of their subscription fee. By financially incentivizing 110,000 students to share his content online, Andrew is essentially
he has a bigger fucking propaganda army than Vladimir Putin.
Built an army to make him rich and famous in a very short space of time. And he's tactically avoiding the impact of social media bans because it isn't Andrew himself posting, it's his legion of fans.
All I'm doing is saying that the shit that everyone thinks isn't allowed to say. So that's the reason I'm all big on the internet.
I'm starting to wonder whether he's just a living meme.
You're a loser because your mentality is loserish.
Some kind of viral marketing campaign to swindle money from confused young men.
You never had the life.
Confused. I was talking about this a second ago. It's confused young men.
I have ever.
Or if he really believes what he says.
All I am offering is the truth.
Why do they always have to pull the Matrix in, man? Why they gotta do this?
Andrew first appeared on our screens as a reality TV star.
I've never been in a situation in my life so far in my 21 years where I really want something and didn't get it.
He had found an arena where controversial personalities thrive.
I have to manipulate a lot of people to win.
But something happened when Andrew was on Big Brother, one of the biggest reality TV shows of all time.
It's very big. Maybe a lot of younger people don't know it, but when I was young, like in the 90s, early 2000s, Big Brother was massive. Everybody would watch it. The first 3 seasons, then it got kind of mad, whatever. It was a huge thing, man.
Due to events in the outside world, Andrew has had to leave the Big Brother house.
He was reportedly removed from the program when a video surfaced of him slapping his ex-girlfriend and then beating her with a belt.
I mean, that seems to be a real video, and the people in chat that defended him some minutes ago, I mean, that kind of behavior kind of shows what kind of human being you're dealing with.
I didn't say the word listen. Did I say listen? Did I say listen? No. Did I say it?
I think it pretty much shows you
simmered down
what kind of
after
human being
Andrew
you're dealing
released a video of his ex, claiming it was all part of a so-called kinky game.
It was just pure game. It's just what we used to do.
But what the public didn't know, and what we can now reveal, is that around the time that Andrew was playing Truth or Dare in the Big Brother pool, the UK police had informed the production company that he was under investigation for 2 incidents involving other women. One of rape, and a further of physical assault. In May 2021, Tate made reference to his arrest in an appearance on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I was like, who are you? And they're like, you're under arrest for a suspicion of assault of this dumb hoe. And I'm like, wait, this is dumb hoe? They didn't, but I'm going to protect her anonymity because I'm a nice guy. Dumb hoe.
During the same period, the Tate brothers were recruiting women for a webcam sex business and creating the first of their many online courses teaching other men how to do the same.
I am her everything. It doesn't matter if I fuck someone else because I'm her everything. She has nowhere else to go.
It was called the Tate PhD, or Pimping Hoes degree.
She was a f***ing hoe, and I spotted it instantly because she didn't humble herself when she was supposed to. And I'm glad I didn't waste any more time on her because she's never going to be doing like my other girls do, living in my house, letting me fuck other women, remaining loyal, and f***ing bringing me coffees and doing as I say.
Andrew has closed down the Pimping Hoes degree to focus on the Hustlers University.
It's actually this. I thought you guys were lying, bro. What the fuck? it's the TommyKay Discord, bro. Tommy, check my link, please.
University.
Check my link.
Luke, your screen's compromised, yeah.
What the fuck?
So keep it super.
Actual
vanilla.
Discord mods,
But
bro.
with a historic rape
What in the
allegation in the UK, and the Romanian police now looking into him for rape.
Yeah, I always felt like he left the UK because he knows they're looking for him or
And
some
human
shit.
trafficking. I want to find out more about his methods of recruiting women. Did you at one point say that the girls who started as your girlfriends and then
balls
worked
on
the
this
webcam
reporter, man. I
industry,
respect this
100% of the profit goes to you?
I think in a lot of households in the world today, the man is in charge of the investments. I think that's not an uncommon thing.
Probably
Tell me a view I have that you think is genuinely insulting or destructive to society. I'd like to hear it.
You prefer younger women who are 18 or 19 because you can leave an imprint on them?
No, when I say leave an imprint, I mean that. I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that, like, if I get her, I can brainwash her. I'm not trying to say that. If you meet a girl who's 22 and you're her second boyfriend, she's probably like a nicer person, less jaded, less upset, less suspicious.
So you like to be in a position of power?
It's not being in a position of power. It's about, I enjoy to show her amazing things. You're trying to attach things to the situation which aren't true.
5 years ago, you said rape is a terrible thing, but if you put yourself in a position to be raped, then you should bear some responsibility for that.
Okay, so first, we agree that rape is a terrible thing. The point I'm trying to make is the best way to prevent yourself from being raped is to have a degree of personal responsibility and not put yourself in positions to be raped, as opposed to standing there saying that rape shouldn't happen because, or men, raise our boys better. You know what else shouldn't happen? Robbery. I want the...
It's always the whataboutism. Always go somewhere else, right? What?
Freedom to walk down the road with $1 million in cash.
Is it fair to compare the desire to walk around with £1 million in cash to someone wanting to just walk around their own city at night?
Well, female beauty is extremely valuable.
Of course, female beauty is extremely valuable in the eyes of men who seek to exploit it.
I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually want, which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do.
Have you heard the term lover boy before?
I know reaction streams you had, like, the streamer's supposed to say stuff. I don't really know what to say, bro.
The lover boy method?
I think this all speaks really
romantically involving yourself with a woman and then making money off of her in some sort of sex-adjacent industry.
Firstly, I would call the webcam industry far closer to psychology than sex. The webcam industry has prevented more male suicide than any group of therapists, any action group, any charity ever would, right?
Is that true? How can you measure that?
Well, it's not about measuring, it's about my personal experience.
One of the concerns that people...
It's not about the data, it's about what I feel.
...have about that method is that,
let me correct you, because I'm a professional.
Is that it's similar to, or people might consider that a form of grooming.
Okay, so I'm a professional, so I have to change what you just said. I have to at least challenge you on it. Nobody's concerned about anything that happened 10 years ago when a bunch of girls got rich. There's not a single female complaining.
Do you think there's not a single female complaining?
Have you seen one? Tell me.
Andrew says no woman has complained about him personally. He won't let us speak to the women who work for him, so for now it's difficult to verify this claim.
He doesn't allow
but I have spoken to many women who complain about the effect Andrew's rhetoric is having on their lives. To protect them from harassment, I've agreed not to name them.
My ex-boyfriend.
So we saw this is
Andrew's views represent a new era in modern misogyny.
Start talking to some bitches and say, me and my man were gonna fuck you.
Where you can now not only talk openly about subjugating and objectifying women, but doing so actually garners millions of committed fans.
They don't believe the level that you can operate at when you're actually a G.
The most hardcore of them have traveled here to Romania to join the War Room.
The War Room is a fraternity,
$4,500.
a brotherhood which is designed to inspire the best from our brothers. They have to have the mentality and the pedigree to survive. There's tests, and if you do them, you can stay inside.
Sounds like a straight up cult, bro. He did his own
At the
big
top of
house,
Andrew's fraternity is a small group of wealthy and powerful men who all stand to gain significantly from the expansion of his empire. This inner circle is not happy that I'm here. After our testy exchange this morning, Andrew invites me to watch him train.
Have you ever boxed before?
No. But it turns out he's planning on teaching me a lesson.
Who's got spare gloves? There you go.
I appear to have unintentionally walked into a situation where Andrew Tate is going to train me how to box.
Punch me. Come on. Punch me. Knock out. Oh, look like you're bleeding already. It's only round one. We've only warmed up. Keep on, bro. We've got 10 more rounds.
No, in a way.
I meet and get punched in the face by the inner circle of the War Room. In the world Andrew has created...
So wait, let me get this straight. All these dudes you see here paid Andrew Tate to be there, $5,000. How are you alpha, man? Like, this is the most beta male shit in the world.
Not only are women to be subjugated...
Sorry, that almost felt like I got knocked out.
But men defined by their capacity to inflict violence.
Okay. Tap out.
The reporter's the top key. Vane, that's the very thing you said, man. The biggest man so far I've seen in this video is this reporter, man.
Like, all right, pause, time out. Like, if that were having a street fight, would someone stop? No, so that's your reaction. I need to fight back.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah,
she's 4.5K a month? No fucking way.
The War Room is a network. We have 10 meetings a year.
No
the next
way.
one's going to be in the mountains of Transylvania. You could do it, but I don't know, my friend, if you're prepared.
We've left Bucharest and we're driving into the Carpathian Mountains to meet Andrew and his inner circle for the War Room, which is going to involve.
I know that Andrew
something
Tate lets
called
him
the
film all
test.
this.
I've made it into Andrew Tate's war room, where 100 of his biggest fans have flown in from all across the world, each paying $5,000 to have their manhood tested by the one they refer to as Commander.
Genius, though. The one thing I gotta say about Andrew Tate, genius money-making tactics, man. He is... scamming has always been about, you have to get the money out of the retards. Like the idiots that are just straight up dumb motherfuckers, like these 100 people, right? And at that, he's doing a very good job.
None of us know what he has in store.
I welcome you all to the test. There is a cage fighting event, and every single one of you has been paired against a professional fighter. You will fight in the cage on national television, and it's a real fight. There are two paths you can go down. You can agree to fight, or you can decide that it's not for you. You have 1 hour to think and make a decision.
That's going to be a hard no.
What? Fuck, man, I would love to fight, man.
Maybe I'll do a yes, just to learn a little bit more.
5K to get beaten up,
and then definitely.
Half a meeting for 1 minute.
Does anyone have
the
any
other
questions?
probably doesn't pay a lot of tax in Romania.
There's no training before this fight. If you've been walking through life too lazy to train, is that your problem or my problem?
I couldn't help overhearing some disagreement within the war room.
I think he wants to talk to you, wink, wink.
What the hell are you doing? What's
It's gonna be fine, bro. No. We have an ambulance, we have medics. No one get knocked out. Don't worry about it.
At the center of it all was Andrew's right-hand man, Iggy Semmelweis.
Here I will share with you my secrets.
He's the self-proclaimed greatest hypnotist in the world.
You will learn the power of hypnosis.
What? Is this going deeper? What is
and
happening?
seemed to have an agenda that expanded beyond the war room itself
This
into
is GTA
something
6, straight
larger
up?
and darker.
Your sons will marry their daughters. Your daughters will marry their sons. You will create legacies. Enjoying those juicy steaks, that finer scotch, those smoother cigars.
He refused to speak to us, but it's clear that he has a big role to play in whatever the war room's real agenda is.
This is the war room.
This is straight up Fight Club. They're building an army. This is Project Chaos, bro. What the fuck? They're building an army, bro.
Of Andrew Tate.
They want to take over Romania.
Welcome to the test.
Now is decision time. You are getting in the cage to fight a professional fighter who is trained to hurt you. Anyone who is fighting, please stand up. Anyone who is not fighting, you can stay seated, and we will begin the other program.
Just like that, a third of the room decides to get beaten up for Andrew Tate.
What happens to the people who said no?
They're doing something slightly different, describing the reasons they didn't do it, how that affects their life as a whole, whether they're going to make any changes in the future to be more ready for opportunities. That's where honor comes from, right? From victory.
One of the men who said no
This is straight up
agrees to
cult
speak
shit.
to
I mean,
us
that is-
as
it
long
doesn't
as
get
we
more cult than
hide
this.
his face.
Why did you say no?
I have been in the ring before, but just sparring. But I was like professionals and Russians, like they guys are serious. I was just too scared. So then afterwards, I felt bad about myself, and I was angry at myself because I came here to be tested.
Andrew Tate has obviously said a lot of kind of controversial things online.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
A lot of things are very controversial, but I think the bottom of his message is a very, very positive one. Because if I'm not tough on myself, nobody else will be. Nobody really cares about me if I don't care about me, right? That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
People who decided this morning and people who decided at a later date here.
We have a chaperone.
TommyKay live at 1 a.m.
We've been told
I
that
need-
we're
I'm
not allowed
gonna
to
be
talk to
fucking
anyone.
the baby's gonna
What
kill
about
me.
in passing,
I just
asking
can't
people
turn
like
this
what
off. This
single
is
question?
ridiculous. Thank you,
Let me
lucky
run
man.
this by tape before we film. No other comment.
Okay, all right. Would you be up for that?
Yeah.
New plate?
Yeah.
Our chaperone vets who we speak to and tries to heavily control our questions.
What do you do?
Show that you're not some sort of right-wing extremist force.
Why did you join the war room?
I don't want to be stagnant. I need to grow. It's just a fundamental shift.
They're trying to control the vice reporters, what
My
they can ask
mindset.
and stuff. Very
What I
interesting.
think could be bad is always good.
This feels so
Before
like
the war,
Fight
when I
Club.
used to
The
think,
scene
why
when
is
Brad
this
Pitt
happening
is
to
starting
me
to build his
now?
army in
What
the
is
house.
this trying to like
That's
teach
what
me?
this feels like.
About Andrew Tate specifically and the things he says online, the things that get him negative publicity. What do you think about those things?
I think you're speaking the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Interviewing under the
government
chaperone's
recommend.
supervision is proving restrictive.
Yeah?
No alpha craziness. He's a bit of he's an animal, this one.
So we can't speak to anyone?
Okay.
Who is this mysterious chaperone?
I'm in Florida, and I think I could find any man standing outside
Good,
a
how are you?
7-Eleven that could run this
I was wondering
whole
if we could have a
tour.
little chat.
Yeah? Suits me, man. Brought over from Dubai.
Like most war room leaders, he has a sports car. Do you want to do the interview in here?
Yeah, I don't see why not, man.
And like most people with a sports car, he's keen to show it off.
Small dick syndrome, I'm telling you. What a beautiful forest. Romania is really beautiful, man.
So, what do they call you?
In these circles, sartorial or the sartorial shooter. I'm one of the guys who manages
what?
Organizational risk and security for the war room. So anyone with any criminal activity, maybe they are showing signs of being racist or sexist or any of these sorts of things, they're out straight away. We will not tolerate that.
And so how do you reconcile that with some of the things that Andrew, for example, says online?
Any claims of misogyny or the fact that he's, spreading hateful words, that's not the reality of who he is, and that's not what the war room stands for, and that's not what he stands for. There are many clips of him out there saying, I'm not a misogynist, I provide for my women, I would stand up for my women in a violent situation.
What do you think his detractors would say about, for example, what you just said, the phrase, my woman? Do you think that they would consider that to be misogynist?
The phrase, my woman, for me, ties into the very traditional values that we have.
Andrew's well known for talking a lot about his multiple girlfriends. How does that tie into this idea of a traditional relationship?
Men at certain levels can provide for multiple women.
What the fuck? People are watching this?
Even we can go back 100 years ago. Kings, wealthy men, they would support multiple families. How is that a bad thing? It's only very recently that men and women have been competing in pretty much in masculine realms, in work, in career. Not that long ago, and indeed in many cultures around the world, women still have the traditional gender norms. And we believe in the war room, that's what leads to happiness.
Rather than a career or, like you have, your own agency in the world to pursue your own goals.
The women who I know who are most fulfilled in life are not trying to do the things that traditionally men used to do.
What about a situation where, this has just popped into my head, where I want my girlfriend, who I love, to be a kept woman, but she doesn't, she wants to pursue a career or something like that?
Then find a different woman. Very simple.
The core belief driving the war room and what men here are seeking is a misogynist fantasy of a time when they were kings and women were subjugated. It's at the heart of what Andrew Tate is selling.
What the fuck? This is so fucking what? This is like an ISIS beheading video. What the fuck is happening? I was just playing Japan HOI4. I was trying to hang out. And now what? This is real?
Just look at the tweets of Iggy Semmelweis, his second in command.
What?
My webcam girl is home 100% of the time, has no time nor interest in going out. She sleeps, cooks, cleans, does her shows, gives me all the money, gets railed by me and our girlfriends, then smiles, thanks me, and goes and does it again tomorrow. Welcome to the war room.
That is some fucked up shit, motherfucker. Holy shit, dude. Wow, I never knew how deep this goes.
Now, it's quite possible this next story has passed some of you by, but you would be in a minority.
As the war room members and I are bussed to the fight location, the world begins to talk about Andrew Tate with a new intensity.
He is a 35-year-old influencer who's been accused of spreading rape
openly
culture.
condones and celebrates violence against women.
Hitting women. Kids are acting like the things that he's saying is like revolutionary.
11-year-old boys, they love
Please stop looking up to Andrew Tate. He is a bad guy.
With the PR crisis going on, Andrew's team are eager for some good press. So they send an extra friendly chaperone to sell me on the benefits of the war room experience.
I'm Alpha Wolf.
Okay.
My role is to be Alpha Wolf.
Chat, I just want you to understand, when I was a kid, I played a video game called GTA San Andreas, and people in the game were like this, and it was like crazy and weird. And 10 years later, it's real. What is gonna happen in the next 10 years, in 20 years? What is going on? Is everybody mental? I think I want to do my own movement. I want to do my cult. It's called the Reason and Logic Cult. It's about a bunch of people meeting, and we try to be decent human beings and kind of be normal. I think I'm going to have only like 5 members, maybe 6 if we're lucky. But I feel like I want to have a counterculture to this, bro.
Okay, fair enough.
Life is all about how you deal with the pain and how you move forward. You're going to learn a lot about yourself as a man. So take it, make the best out of it, and grow as a man and be tough.
All of the men in this room seem to be taking this incredibly seriously.
What's your goal for the fight?
Of course, I'm going to try to win.
I see a lot of contenders right there
who had the guts to come right here in a cage. If any one of them win one fight, is gonna win all their money, all their girls.
This is the culmination of Andrew Tate's pressure cooker of male insecurity.
You're fucking broke. You are poor. I'm the only guy on this platform flying around in private jets with 27 cars living this lifestyle. Most of you are not too stupid to become rich.
Are you ready? Round one.
Oh, fuck, I miss fighting, dude.
But while they come forward to gratefully take the beatings
the guy in the white pants
thousands
is a
of
good one,
dollars for, Andrew Tate's future on social media.
Dude, every time you see like these pimp boys, these rich guys, right, and you have then these beautiful women next to them, when you see like me and Lisa's like, and then you see these rich guys, and the women are always like this. They're fucking dead inside. They're fucking gone. There's nothing left there. It's a sign of something is fucked, man.
Is hanging in
That's
the
a
balance.
sign to be
And
careful.
the public backlash is spreading. I'm desperate to ask him about all of this. But first, I have to get through this ridiculous situation that I've found myself in.
Respect, bro, though.
Alright, let's go.
Before he does like a fucking question mark kick, bro. Oh shit, bro. Oh, you're fucking dead, man. Respect, bro. Fucking respect, bro. Oh, he's 10 seconds. Right hook.
Whatever's going on behind
kinda
the
holding,
scenes,
man.
watching me get chased around puts a smile on Andrew's face.
Wow, look at the face, man.
To the ground.
Respect him, man. Respect. Dude, that grin on Andrew's face, man. Allah made me beat up this random civilian.
Those who went all in on their fight came out badly. One man was knocked out and taken away on a stretcher.
Wow, not cool, dude. It's a bit sad by Andrew Tate. I always kind of respected Andrew Tate a bit for his fighting career as a kickboxer, man. That has nothing to do with fighting, bro. Putting professional against a normal guy, and then this happens.
The inner circle had put these men through collective hardship and recreated them in Andrew Tate's image. Fighters.
Come here, guys. Come up to the front. He broke his hand on your head. And you're fine. So you win.
But they had also joined a movement that was widely accused of normalizing sexism and rape culture. While the men who chose to fight are paraded in front of the crowd, Andrew's team shamed those who refused.
This shaming hold on to it. Don't let it go.
So anyone who's fallen, put your hand up, how the experience was, how it's going to change your life, and if you have anything to say to the people who didn't fight.
I don't think I have any word of advice for the people that didn't do it, except that you should have probably.
He went to check on me, and I'm thinking, I want to go train because I feel inadequate, right? So
yeah,
that's what I want to do.
Right now, I have new mountains to climb, and I'd love to get back here a year from now and go to the gym of the guy who beat the shit out of me.
Didn't it feel like a movie the last few days? I feel like that's a great metaphor for life. You know, we shouldn't be slaves, we shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs. We should actually make our lives into, I guess, a movie.
UFC fighters are not known to be the most
as
educated.
one of the best fathers in the war room.
You know.
I can't look at my sons and tell them to suck it up, Buttercup, if I don't say yes to this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whether or not they fought, all the men here paid $5,000 to the only real winner in this performance, Andrew Tate.
For the people who want to stay and relax,
very well played by Andrew Tate, man.
Some chicks, don't know where they're from. Yeah, let's have fun. I hope you all enjoyed it.
We're told not to film the celebrations that conclude the evening, and it's not clear exactly what goes on. But once outside the lobby, we could clearly see a room containing naked women being photographed. With Andrew's team increasingly conscious of negative publicity, tonight could be the last chance to interview him.
Do you consider the possibility that some of the things that you've said, which have been viewed 11 billion times, may lead to an attitude towards women that could be harmful?
I accept that across all of that viewership, I have perhaps, possibly, maybe said one thing, or maybe two, that has upset a large range of people.
Wouldn't it make sense to just apologize for some of the things you've said, acknowledge that they have caused harm, and say that you won't say those things again?
No, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to apologize for the edits of other people. I'm not going to apologize for the misunderstandings of other people. There's a whole bunch of clips people are making which make me look very bad. That's not good for my life. That's not good for business.
The clips that portray you in a negative light also help the algorithm to make you become more famous and more viral.
I'm not an expert on algorithms for social media platforms. I do not have most of them installed on my phone. I cannot control what a 15-year-old Singaporean decides to do when he chops me up and calls me names. I can't control that, and I wouldn't try to.
There has been a lot of bad press about you. That's made some nervousness within members of the war, and why is that?
Well, obviously, when people are going to continue to lie and continue to do very, very shallow, very, very fictitious investigations, people are going to lose faith in you. The media has lost all credibility because you do not try and portray the truth anymore.
One thing that stands in the way of truth, for example, is when we often do documentaries, we have full access to speak to anyone we want. But in this documentary, we've been very closely watched by the sartorial shooter, Alpha Wolf, picking who we can speak to, you know, monitoring the interview. What is it that you're worried that we're going to find out?
These questions are so low.
This is low. It's low. We let you in. We tried to take care of you, and you're sitting here and just attacking us for 3 hours.
He's not attacking you. He's asking questions,
and the viewers will be asking these questions.
It's a consistent leading question, a consistent narrative. Where's the question about the good he's doing for men? Well, there's a very clear narrative. I need to leave.
In the days afterwards, Tate is banned from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, to the protest of his fans.
They have shut us down. This is warfare against the West.
For a moment, it seems the deplatforming has worked. But then he reappears on Instagram with an emoji covering his face.
You're lost. You understand you're living inside of a mechanism which is designed to control you.
He moves to Dubai, converts to Islam, sets up a new bank entirely owned by him, and rebrands the Hustlers University as the real world. In the first month after being deplatformed, he made $11 million and got 250 million views on TikTok alone. Months later, Elon Musk reinstates his Twitter account and he gains 1 million followers in 24 hours.
I have no criminal charges. There's no charges at all against me. I have not hurt any women. No women are coming forward saying Andrew hit me. Zero.
Amelia began seeing...
Vice is actually trash though. Who cares? Is anyone talking about that right now? You weirdos. I think I want to really start my own cult. I want to start a cult where we take young lost men like you and we fucking educate you to be normal. We're gonna try this thing where we take men and we try, sure, we still have things like, hey, you should work out, you should, like, you know, stand for what you are, blah, 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 blah. But also to be normal, right? And get educated and read a book once in a while and be like, hey, what the fuck does this content have to do with whites as trash? Like, who cares, man?
There was always things said bad about him. But when I'd seen him again in 2013, I thought, oh, all these rumours about him may be false because he's actually been really lovely. The first time I went around his house, because before it was like maybe 3-4 times we'd gone on dates, we started to make out on the bed. Out of the blue, he literally just stopped what he was doing and just laid back.
You need the name on your house to start a cult.
I'm just contemplating whether I should rape you or not.
It's true, man. It's true.
And I promise you, within an instant, he changed. He just jumped straight on top of me, grabbed my throat, started suffocating me, strangling me. The more I didn't want to, it made him so much more aggressive to the point where he was pinning me down, hurting me. The things he was saying to me, he was like, who do you belong to? Who do you belong to? And the more I couldn't say it, the more he'd hurt me. So I couldn't see an escape.
Oh, wait. We shouldn't actually watch this because Vice is trash, right? We should just, like, what?
And at that point, I just gave up. I just gave up. And then when it stopped, he went to the bathroom and acted as if it was normal. So I'm like, maybe I did. Did I want it? Did I not? I definitely said to him, please don't, and he told me shut the fuck up. Definitely got strangled. I definitely didn't want it. Did he think I wanted it? And you look back at the psychological warfare you have with yourself, is like you couldn't even imagine. You wouldn't know, you wouldn't understand it unless you've been through it. Can't even say the damn word.
Have you since come to terms with the notion that that may not have been consensual, that may have been...
I know for a fact it wasn't consensual.
But it's hard to use the word.
Even though I know technically it's true, that did happen, that is what happened to me, I still don't like vocalizing it.
Amelia's method of coping with the alleged rapes was to pretend to herself that it was a normal relationship.
The abuse wasn't consensual because he knew I didn't want it, which he confirms in multiple voice messages and texts to me.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Turn me on. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little?
Isn't that voice message here, though, very good proof to prosecute? Isn't that pretty much him saying he did rape?
A little bit. You didn't fucking pass out. And all the women I've ever slept with, not a single one has ever bitched or complained like you are bitching and complaining now.
Every few months, Andrew would send me on a different number a message to remind me of how dangerous he was.
I thought I'd remind you of the caliber of man I am. I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet.
Scare tactics
to
make sure 100%. I wouldn't go anywhere, go to the police, wouldn't report, would always be under his control. It was always to remind me that he was there.
After 6 months, Amelia eventually left Andrew when she says she began to fear for her own life. In 2014, she also decided to report the incident to police, who logged it.
A year after, I got a phone call from a police officer from Hertfordshire Police.
Tate supporters in chat thinks it's voice generated. Dude, I can't handle Tate supporters anymore, man. That shit is so fucking
We have two other girls
Thank you,
that came forward and said the exact same thing as you. Would you please be willing to come onto this investigation to make this case stronger? And without any hesitation, I said yes. And I thought, well, if there's two other girls, I'm not alone now. I'm not alone.
One of those women was Sally. She was 20 when Andrew Tate approached her for webcam work. Due to fears of harassment from his fan base, she is also withholding her real name.
Just saying, it doesn't sound like any footage he talks from. This is so retarded. Irma, I cannot handle chat sometimes, Aldo. Like, what do you know how he sounds like? It's from 2014. It's part of it was part of an investigation in the UK by the police, and you're just some random nonsub who's like, yeah, it doesn't sound real to me. It's like,
they clearly didn't think.
What do you get from me hating it? Because I'm a terrible person, Mr. Fucking Nice, yeah, and I love raping you and watching you let me while still debating if it's a good idea or not. I like the conflict you have, and you have it, don't deny it. Makes you feel powerful? No.
A text from a man to a woman saying, I love raping you.
You can say it, then not see me. Andrew, you're not stupid. Why would I talk to you if I didn't want to see you? So you agreed to my rape control, and all I do to you, good. If I consent, it's not rape.
No, what I do to you is abusive and controlling. To CPS, apparently, that's not enough. I did the bravest thing I think I ever done in my life, which was hell. 4 years of absolute hell.
If he writes like that, it's really fucked. Look, man, I'm a bit older. I've seen a bit more stuff in life. People are more fucked than you think. That's something you guys will learn in your lives, man. When you look at stuff, when you engage in stuff, look at documentaries, also in real life, you realize people are much more fucked than you think they are, man, behind closed doors. You're gonna learn that.
Without anyone knowing.
People are far more fucked than you think.
To do it alone was all a waste.
Despite repeated requests, Tate's lawyer did not provide a response to Amelia's allegations. The Romanian investigation into Andrew Tate and his brother finally led to an arrest on the 29th of December.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Police accused them of using the Loverboy method to traffic at least 6 women into a Romania-based webcam sex business. But we now know similar allegations have dogged Tate for years. His followers are obsessed with the idea that the Matrix is conspiring against him. But if anyone in this story is the victim of a conspiracy, is it the multi-millionaire celebrity? Or is it the women who claim they were abandoned by the system.
You know, you see all these young men talking about how he's such a great guy and he's their idol and stuff.
I mean, here's my point, man. I want to have like a big point about this. There's some people in the chat that are like, oh, this could be fake, it's not real, blah, 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 blah. And here's the point what scares me about you. Here's why I really think about you then that you're really fucked in the head. I think that an intelligent young man that has a brain and has reason and logic in his capabilities understands something. Whether this woman is lying or not, if you have empathy, if you had a childhood where your parents loved you and showed you what love means and what human relations are and emotions, you will feel sympathy to this woman. You will feel there's a high chance this might be real. We don't never know if it's real. But if you're a real human being, which some of you guys aren't fucking anymore nowadays, because you guys are so much into fucking internet that your brains are just fucking turning off and you live in this little video game world, man. I sound like a dad now. A real person has sympathy in situations. You look at this and you're like, bro, there's a chance this is real, and if it is, holy fucking shit. And you don't come to the conclusion, you're like, oh, this is probably fake. Oh, it's fucked, man. And it's concerning. It's really concerning that a lot of people nowadays on the internet, on Twitch, everywhere, in my own community are like this, and it's concerning, man. I feel bad for you. And I think in your childhood, you never learned what strong emotional bonds are and how to be sensible about humans and human relation. It's scary, man. If you watch all of this and you feel nothing, there's nothing you feel, and you just utterly believe, oh, bullshit, I'm gonna drug some officers some rape porn right now. That is fucking concerning, man. And I'm sad the world made that to you, man. But TommyKay is here for you, man. I tell you still, I am the best idol you can have. I try to show young men watching this shit what it means to be a real man. It's not about, I mean, I showed for 5 years what it is. I don't have to explain it. And I'm here for you. You can always text me. I'm here for you. Andrew Tate will not be there for you.
And that's so difficult to see.
I'm
there
opening
are
a cult of reason
out there. Don't be fooled by all the money.
Join the cult. It's $4.99.
And the nice cars and all the women.
At least it's not
working
5K,
on yourself and becoming a better man and a better mindset. Yeah, but real men don't lay their hands on women.
What the fuck is that gay shit? Are you crazy? What are the morals of the story here? We often idolize people. Like I will always think about like an Elon Musk or Donald Trump, and a lot of people follow them blindly and never criticize, man. And the cult of reason that I'm representing, reason and logic determines that everything has to be questioned. Whoever is your idol, man, you have to question that shit. And no human is perfect. Many, many humans are evil and good. The world is great. You need to learn that. There's no black and white. I think it's very important as a young man not to learn how to fight in a ring and shit. Like, I think a very important thing you need to learn as a young man is what critical thinking really is, man. The problem is nowadays that it's so wishy-washy. Critical thinking means that all you just saw was probably fake and these women are lying. That's not critical thinking, man. That's not what critical thinking is, man. I remember I used to be a big fan of Conor McGregor. I think Conor McGregor has been, like, my Andrew Tate was Conor McGregor. I loved Conor McGregor. He was a big influence to me. He helped me a lot. I was like one of these men. I was like, dude, this Conor McGregor man, he is changing my life, man. He's making me a better person. And then I found out stuff about Conor McGregor, about what he was ginger too. Yeah, good job, man. That he also is a very fucked individual, man. And it's important to acknowledge that. I think that's just the moral of the story and the ending of the stream here. I think we all need to have the ability to acknowledge things. To not walk around, Andrew Tate is perfect, he's the best, I love him. That's not intelligent. That's not fucking what a real man does, man. That's just bullshit, man. You gotta walk around being like, Elon Musk is doing good things, but he also is doing bad things. Boom, we reached a middle ground of intelligence. Look at that, bro. I think that's where we need a bit.
What are you still doing here, mate? Jeez. Well, if you want to see more, click these videos. Have fun. Looking good, boy.